A blessed day to all of us. I am Mrs. Sabilina E. Diaz, recently transferred principal effective June 8, 2020 from Malasiki 1 Central School to Aliaga Elementary School, Malasiki 2. Today, I will present the different means of verifications under the 4 dimensions of school-based management of Aliaga Elementary School, school year 2019-2020. But before the presentation, may I give my warm greetings to our school's division superintendent, Madam Sheila Marie A. Primicias, our division in charge of school-based management, Sir Jojo R. Jose, and to our public schools district supervisor, Madam Nila U. Ferrer. Before I present the uploaded means of verification in our website, may I first present to you a video clip on how we prepared our school for the new normal. Sir, I am now ready to present to you the means of verification under the 4 dimensions of school-based management. Under leadership and governance, level 1, we have the school improvement plan. Followed by the copy of the Annual Improvement Plan 2019-2020. Narrative report on the conduct of the review for the Enhanced School Improvement Plan and AIP. The list of the organizational structures for the SGC, the General PTA, the SPT, the Child Protection Committee, the Grievance Committee, the BAC, the Canteen Organization. Then followed by the copy of the ESRC for the first semester 2019-2020. The year-end accomplishment report. The photo of the Transparency Board. The minutes of the meeting. Information dissemination and reporting with photos. The printed copy of the EBIS LIS. The compilation of student and family contact details. The copy of the staff development plan. The copy of the OPCRF, IPCRF. The copy of the approved SLAP session plan. The copy of the approved program implementation of MSET, training matrix and photos. For level 2, we have the approved copy of the ESIP with certificate of acceptance. Signed resolution of the school and stakeholders highlighting the review of the ESIP AIP with photos. Report on the planning, conferences, and photos. Report on review of the ESIP and AIP.
appraisal of programs, projects, activities, checklist, reviewed by the SPT. Copy of the roles and responsibilities of each stakeholder in each organization. Photos, responsibilities and duties. Line of communication, copy of FB postings, group chats, texts, and calls. Photos of tarpaulin postings. Files of issuances, memoranda, copy of notice of meetings, and copy of resolutions. Photos of meetings and attendance sheets. List of trainings attended. School heads survey assessment report. Evaluation report in a narrative form. For level 3, under leadership and governance, we have the performance pledge. Schedule of the ESIP AIP review led by the SPT. The approved organizational structure of stakeholders with defined roles and responsibilities. The copy of the school manual or handbook of operations. Photos of information dissemination or orientation. List of continual improvement projects. Documents showing creation of school and community recognized networks like social media. The school progress report on learning and development first semester. Report on annual supervisory plan. Copies of long-term training and development plans. Professional development plans. Sir, these are the MOVs under leadership and governance. For curriculum and instruction, Level 1, report on child mapping. Sample of student portfolio. Copy of the inventory report on physical facilities. Printed copies of oral reading fill-in results. Copy of the program of activities and the remedial reading program. Copy of the SRIA. Copy of the portfolio assessment in all learning areas. Compilation of localized curriculum. Collection features of localized teaching devices and materials. Compilation of the history of Barangay Aliaga and the history of Malasiki. Documents on stories of local heroes and successful people in the community. The school monitoring and evaluation team. Portfolio performance output of learners. Report on classroom teaching and learning. Compilation of monthly supervisory report. Collection of post-observation tool. Duly acknowledge monitoring report by the stakeholders on letter transmitted. Filed copy of teacher-made holistic rubric performance assessment of learners stakeholders conference. Formative test results. Minutes of PTA meeting. Attendance sheets with photos. Photo of the guidance corner. The school clinic. The school canteen. Comfort rooms in the classroom. The reading corners. Copy of the fire safety inspection certificate. The evacuation plan. Copy of the school calendar of activities. Records on parents' involvement in reading. Records on home visitation. MOA to stakeholders and parents. For curriculum and instruction level 2, compilation of test papers and table of specification. Accomplishment report on curriculum programs and projects. Copy of progress monitoring report. List of best practices documentation on PPAs. Copy of staff development. Staff development plan. Teachers' daily lesson log, integrating the contextualized and localized materials. Submitted outputs of students in any subject. Contextualized and localized materials. Documented community activities on local beliefs and traditions. Number of contextualized curriculum. Number of developed modules of teachers in the different learning. Copy of the Slack plan. Compiled Slack session guides. Approved assessment tool on total development of learners, the e-class records. Report on the review of assessment tool by the community stakeholders. Copies are furnished. Acknowledgement receipt of report by community stakeholders. Collection of teacher-made modules, books, and visual aids. List of audiovisual materials with photos. Program monitoring report. Copy of improved modules and instructional materials. Documentation and school managers tapped by community in sharing their expertise. Community leaders are invited to share their resources and expertise to the school during school activities. For Level 3, under Curriculum and Instruction, we have Report on Awards and Recognitions, Copy of Incentives and Awards Mechanism, List of teacher and student awardees in the different disciplines, List of awards on highly motivated teachers and students, Filed copy of benchmarking activity with letter requesting permit for benchmarking by other schools, Logbook of visitors with signature and attendance, Documentation of benchmarking activity, photos, Comments and suggestions, Report on classroom observation, Reports on performance and competencies of learners, Collection of data plan on research implemented with results, Photos of classroom observation, Results of school-based monitoring, PAPS, Monthly accomplishment report of monitoring the implementation of PAPS, Photos narrative reports by PAP, Copy of needs assessment report and recommendation, Copy of action plan on school assessment results, Number of developed learning programs, photos, Photos of classroom conducive to learning, well ventilated and furnished with appropriate progressive and informative materials, Compilation of curriculum guides, lesson plans, memo and depth orders, Availability of tenderized and clean CR, provision of recreational activities, photos, Minutes of the meeting of the regular conduct of internal and external stakeholders, Accomplishment reports. Those are the MOVs of curriculum and instruction from level 1 up to level 3. The third dimension of school-based management is accountability and continuous improvement. For level 1, we have the copy of the list of organized PTA, copy of the organized SGC, copy of the organized faculty club, Copy of other stakeholders' organization, specifically the alumni. Copy of the list of BAC members and secretariat. Accomplishment reports with CIGPs and recommendations. Documentation of best practices of performance accountability. Certificate of recognition. School reports on the conduct of orientation among school and community stakeholders, supported by minutes of meeting, attendance sheets, and photos. Copy of monitoring report. Filed monitoring and evaluation findings as basis of AIP. Report on feedback accountability assessment. Utilize and crafted assessment tool on SBM framework. Minutes of the meeting during the school dissemination to community on the assessment framework. Copy of nutritional status baseline report. Analyzed monitoring and evaluation results reported to stakeholders. For accountability and continuous improvement level 2, we have the minutes of the meetings, copy of the constitution and bylaws of the organization, copy of the handbook or the manual of the organization, the MOA and the minutes of regular meetings. Community levels accountability system. The recognition scheme. The list of awards and recognitions. Photos. Certificate of recognition for the 2-star wins. The OPCR the OPCRF, IPCRF of teachers and the school head. List of awards and recognition program. Record of feedback of the stakeholders. Photo of the transparency board. Monthly MOOE liquidation report. Client satisfaction survey. Copies of the assessment with feedbacks from schools and community stakeholders. For Level 3, under accountability and continuous improvement, we have the signed MOA with stakeholders, notice of meetings and attendance sheets, signed minutes of meetings with attachment of memo and attendance sheets, photos, programs of community leads in giving awards and recognition, winnings, certificate of recognition as 3-star on wins, photos and narrative reports, filed memo, letter, and agenda, minutes of deliberation, photos, list of recognition on the program, duly acknowledged and approved assessment framework, copy of consultation agreements, records of assessment of PPAs, photos, narrative reports, accomplishment reports. Solutions and recommendations are determined as a result of the identified CIGPs. Nutritional status and line report. Photos, narrative report, and accomplishment reports. Those are the MOVs of accountability and continuous improvement from level 1 to level 3. Management of resources level 1. Copy of the deed of donation. Report on physical count of property, plant, and equipment. School inventory of resources. Monthly reports on canteen funds. School disaster management contingency plan. Copy of the project work plan and budget matrix. Copy of the Brigada Escuela reports. Copy of the invitation letter duly received. Minutes of the meeting of attendance and photos. Copy of the inventory of facilities and equipments. Documents of purchased materials. Letter of invitation duly acknowledged by stakeholders. Attendance sheets. Record of program certification of downloaded school funds. Designation of coordinator for internal and external. Linkages. Liquidation reports. Copy of the back committee. For level 2, under management of resources, we have the copy of the list of book of donations, documented projects, output from SEF funds, MOOE prepared with the ESIP and AIP, the CAPS. MOOE liquidation report. Fire exit safety permit. Copy of the evacuation plan. Copy of the Adapt a School program. Copy of the roof work and financial plan. Copy of the minutes of the meetings, agenda, during collaboration with the stakeholders. Record of the monitoring of PPAs with involvement of stakeholders. Record of expenditures aligned with AIP, SIP. Copies of the financial statement. For level 3, under management of resources, we have report on fund utilization. Minutes of the meetings, attendance sheets, and photos. Copy of the performance pledge. Copy of project proposal, resolution, and photos. Copy of the updated ESRC showing progress. Annual Improvement Plan School Year 2019-2020. Photos or narrative report, accomplishment report. Reports made from the result of the monitoring and evaluation in a narrative form. Action plan on fund management. Records of satisfaction, feedback form, photos. Copies of the MOA, of the programs of activities, timetable, narrative reports, attendance sheets, and photos. Copies of audited financial statements. Documentation of income generating projects and photos. These are the MOVs of management of resources from level 1 up to level 3. Sir, I am now ready for any clarifications or questions regarding the MOVs of Aliaga Elementary School presented. Thank you very much.